everybody for being here this morning. We're doing all of the global luxury items from brochures to websites. Everything went live on Tuesday. And we're going to do a kind of a soft launch. We'll be bringing out the listing presentations in the next couple of weeks. I'll be doing webinars on List Hub Global, all the new marketing that we have for the luxury division. But the reason for this call today is sellers are very quickly going to discover that their properties are now on ColdwellBankerLuxury.com. It has replaced ColdwellBankerPreviews.com, completely new website, and we need to make sure that all of your office listings are showing properly on this site. So with that said, that's what we're going to go over today. So you'll need to maybe make a few notes, but you need to identify your office inventory that should be showing on the luxury website. So that's the first step. Now the second step to that is that you want to make sure that you go to ColdwellBankerLuxury.com and locate all those properties. Now I know that all the offices have different ways of working. Most offices have the agents entering their properties into MLS. Some offices, I think, some of the admins put the listings in. But however it's done, our job is to make sure that our associates have these up on this site so that the sellers do not get upset with them. So with that said, first thing you're going to do is check the website. Is it showing? Now, Carrie, can you put up the document that we have on photo stabilization? Okay, Carrie's going to send this out to you. The key is, for those of you that don't know this, if your agents are putting these fabulous photos into MLS, it's feeding backwards into our system. So your MLS is dumbing down these photos, and then they're coming into our system and going out everywhere. So on the luxury listings, it's critical that these photos get updated in the online office. I don't know whether we're going to teach the agents how to do this. Carrie, what's your take on that?
It does depend on the office. Some offices, the admins are able to do this for the agents, and some agents prefer to do it on their own. So it just depends on how it works in your local market.
Okay. So we need to get this out to the agents so that they at least know how to do this. And the photos can look really great on the new website if they're done correctly. And I think it's 1440 by 750 is the optimum on that. Yeah, 1440 by 750. Now, another trick, if your listings are not showing on ColdwellBankerLuxury.com and you believe that they should be, the first thing you want to do, and Carrie, I need your help on this, in the new Dash system, I don't think it's in our online office, but in Dash, there is a button, and it probably still says Previews.
So while this loads, just to reiterate, the listings are put into your local MLSs. They then feed to Online Office, whether it be Online Office CB Great Lakes, CB Hunter, CB Florida Homes, and then there is a feed that goes over to Dash. Once the listings are in Dash, what Jeff is mentioning is if they're not showing up on the luxury website, we want to first check Dash to make sure that it is marked as a global luxury property. So I will quickly as Dash allows us to do anything, I will pull up a listing and we will see what that button should look like. And again, when searching Dash, you can pull it up by MLS number, you can pull it up by address, you can also pull up your entire office's listings like I just did here. So I'm just going to pick one. You want to go to update details. You'll have to bear with me as I find it. Right here where it says,
no problem, Carrie.
Right here where it says special programs, and you are correct, it does still say previews. I'm sure they'll be updating that to read Global Luxury soon. If it's checked mark and there's an approved, then it should be on ColdwellBankerLuxury.com. If it's not checked marked, we can try to check it here, and then you want to hit save at the bottom, and then that should feed through the next day. That will go through a process, though, that they will check to make sure that it is actually a luxury property before it will. But that's the first step to getting these on. If the property should be luxury and it's not showing on the website, that's where we want to check first.
Correct. Thank you, Carrie. Now, another trick that I've found is if it is checkmarked previews and it's still not showing, you need to change one thing in either online office or dash or something, one sentence, one paragraph, change a sentence around and save it, and sometimes that forces it into the system. Okay, if those two things don't get it up within 24 hours on ColdwellBankerLuxury.com, we need to open tickets with the Coldwell Banker Help Desk, and you need to copy me on those ticket numbers and what's going on with that listing so I can escalate it, okay? Because sellers are not going to be happy if this is not on the site. Okay, so that's covering photo stabilization. I really think the agents need to understand that their MLS photos will not show as beautifully on the new website unless they put them into the back office. Now, the next thing, Carrie, can you go back to the website? Okay, now the next thing is on, if you go to the home page, there's a lifestyles button there at the top. Now, we went through this previously, but if you can click that lifestyle button, Carrie. Okay. In your description of this property, these words have to appear to be associated with the lifestyle search. So in our old system, Crest, there were some boxes that could be checked for these different things. I'm not sure about Dash. The easiest way for an agent to make sure that it's going to show up under a lifestyle search is to include this particular phrase for the lifestyle that they want in the body of the listing. Okay? So that's what we want to do. And so when you're searching for the properties, if you're teaching the agents this, you might want to also have them make sure that it goes in. They go in and check that it's under the lifestyle. Now, I believe we should have all of our Lake Michigan waterfront properties in Lake Erie and in Florida on the Gulf of Mexico. All of those, the direct ones, should be marked coastal life in addition to waterfront. So anyway, so that's the other thing on keywords. So to make this site work correctly, number one, the listings have to show. Number two, the photos should be done correctly. And number three, they should have the lifestyles that apply to it in the body. Okay? Next thing on that is that's pretty much it on the website. So I just really need you guys to let your agents know if there's problems, because if they're entering them, however it's got to be done. This is our front line here. We need to make sure all of our inventory is showing. We need to make sure that it's coming up under the lifestyle searches, and we need to make sure that they're showing very, very nicely on this site. Okay. So that was pretty much it today, except for I want something else, Carrie, there it is. We're going to start doing training and communication to the agents on this, but we really need to make sure that the agents with these listings over $1 million, so if you have listings over $1 million, we need them to know that their listings should now be appearing on over 100 international real estate sites. So this is critical information for them to get out to their sellers, because this is an added bonus. It's retention on the listings. It's a lot of good things. We're going to create a one-page flyer and post it that the agents can print and email or send directly to their sellers. But this is big news, guys. This is probably the website and this new distribution on the properties over $1 million is really the key to the new global luxury. So that's really important information for your agents. I also want to tell you that in the online storage for each of your regions, there should be a global luxury storage tab. And we're currently revising all of those documents to reflect global luxury instead of previews. If your agents ask you, we're just about ready to start ordering replacement signs to replace all of the preview signs with global luxury. That'll probably start happening next week. The listing presentations, as I said, are going to be produced, and then we'll put them up online for all the different DBAs, doing business ads for all of our different companies, and then we'll start training on that. We will, if you have agents ask you, we are going to do an order on new global luxury cards for the certified agents. We haven't quite decided where we're having those produced. I just got some samples from Express Docs that are really, really nice. But there is a much less expensive local vendor, but I want to make sure that the quality is correct. We're going to start on an email list for the company. We've already started. We're going to have two lists. One are for your previews certified agents, and then one for all of your luxury agents. And I call those luxury agents with listings over 500,000. So we may need your help on that. And let me see. I'll be setting up some live training for your regions on this. I'm already scheduled into Ohio. Not sure of the Michigan and Florida schedule yet. If you would like to order sample kits of global luxury materials, you can do that from Express Docs. They will send you out a few of the sample kits. I'm ordering some for Traverse City right now. And Carrie, I think that's about what we wanted to cover today.
Okay, great. Well, I will open it up to questions. So let me just check before we log off to see if we have any. We do have one question from Sue in Indian River. She said last week she checked some of her office's 500,000 and up listings on the syndicated websites, and they were varied as to what was showing up where. She checked Unique Homes, Robb Report, Wall Street Journal, and New York Times. Now, Jeff, if that was last week, do you feel confident that it should have corrected itself after the launch on the 11th?
No. Those listings should have always been up there under the old previews program. Just the websites below the 1 million line are the new ones. So if you have listings that are not showing on Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Unique Homes, or Robb Report, first thing we need to do is check that they are on the ColdwellBankerLuxury.com website. If they're there, they should be appearing on these different websites. So if there's a problem with that, number one, the first thing I would do is go in and change one thing in the listing, and then 24 hours later, maybe a little bit later, to feed to these other sites, check it again. If they're still not showing, we need to open tickets at the Coldwell Banker Help Desk. Now, Carrie, could you do one more thing for me? Can you go back into CB Exchange, and I want to show them the CB or the Previews Threshold Lookup tool. which is in the 4 little dots over there. So many of you are not aware of this, but in there, if you scroll down, it's down below where you can see when you first come in, is the Global Luxury Threshold Lookup Tool. So first thing you want to do is check your zip code. Now, Sue, is it you're in Indian River? I believe we got your threshold brought down. So can you give Carrie that zip code where you're seeing stuff not appearing? Is that it?
No, 1 second. 49749.
Yeah, I got that one brought down. It was high. Just for your information, the zip codes that I know are over 500, so your listings will not be appearing. Saugatuck, Charlevoix, Harbor Springs. Those are 3 that I know are above 500. So you need to, if your listings aren't showing, you need to check this threshold to see where the threshold is. No guarantees on this. I'm currently working with Coldwell Banker to bring all of our market areas in Michigan down to 500 because it's crazy to have a seller in the Saugatuck zip code right next to a seller outside of that zip code, and one's Global Luxury at 500 and one's not Global Luxury. So I'm working with them on that. I don't have any guarantees that I'll be able to do that, but I think because of our unique market situation, I will be able to get that brought down to 500 across the state. Okay?
Great. We had a question about the signs. Can you reiterate when they're being ordered and when they'll actually be delivered to the offices?
Okay, currently right now, what we're going to do is we asked you all for information on the listings that you have, and that was purely for pricing purposes. We've gone out and gotten 2 quotes on the pricing, and so right now, I'm waiting for one last sample to come in, but what's going to happen is it's going to come back to the company level and the office level to order these signs so that they're done correctly. I believe the company that we're going with is they are setting up a microsite for us, and I've used it myself, and it's so simple. And you just go in and you put in the company name. Under the logo, you put in the agent name, agent phone number, agent website, and office address, and you hit order. And you can order 1 sign or 10 signs or whatever you need for replacement. So I don't know that you all order signs for your companies. I'm pretty sure that there is a designated person in each company that's ordering signs, but it will be done on your office level, your company level. And so we'll probably have the information out for ordering next week, and then it'll depend on how fast your staff gets those orders in, and then they take about a week to arrive.
Okay, great. And then we did have a question about the new logo, and they are loaded in Online Office. To answer your question, Danny, if you go to Storage and then Global Luxury 2017, the Global Luxury logo has its own folder, and you'll see lots of different options in here. So they are all in there. Same as for Ohio and Florida. You all have those logo files in Online Office for you to use in local advertising.
Great. Carrie, did those come from corporate?
No, those were designed in-house. We had, of course, the Global Luxury, but then our DBAs were added all in-house.
Okay, great. And I think we're going to get a lot of different files from corporate coming down the line that'll have vertical, horizontal, gray shade, white shade, whatever. So anyway, those are great to start with. Okay, so anyway, and also, just if you could let your agents know if they'd like to reorder brochures from Express Docs, all of the Global Luxury postcards, brochures, everything are now available for order on Express Docs, okay?
And then one last question. Agents have been asking if they have to pay for their replacement signs. Can you go ahead and explain that?
No, on current listings, they will not have to. Now, I have agents that are saying to me, oh, I'm going to get 6 more in the next 60 days that are coming back on the market. We're not paying for those future signs unless your company, some companies are set up where they don't pay for the signs. But anyway, it's going to go on your company policy on who pays for the signs. We're just ordering current replacement signs as of the day that we release the order for information.
Okay, great. And oh, thank you, Melissa. Melissa mentioned that it looks like the Global Luxury logos are missing for Woodland and AJS, but she will be loading those. So if you need those, just wait until this afternoon and they should be available. And that's all the questions that we have so far. So Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. As always, if you guys have questions after the fact, you can reach out to Jeff, you can reach out to myself, and just let us know.
Jeff.Greenway@ColdwellBanker.com.